Is Tucson still a seller's market, or are things shifting in favor of buyers? Today we're breaking down the numbers for 5 key submarkets: Catalina Foothills, Oro Valley, Marana, Sahuarita, and Vail. So you can see exactly what's happening and what it means for you if you're planning to buy or sell in the Tucson area. I'm Angie Kuzma with the Stratton Group in Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Our team is on track for over 500 closings this year. That means we're not just watching the market, we're out there in it every single day. Let's jump in. The first submarket that we're going to be reviewing is the Catalina Foothills. The story continues there to be all about luxury and patience. In August, we saw 61 sales, which is down about 15% from this time last year. The median sales price was $617,000, which was holding almost flat year over year at just 0.5% lower. But here's the catch. The homes are taking much longer to sell. The median days on the market jumped to 53 days, which is 27 days slower than this time last year. And the average days on the market is even higher at 64 days. Negotiations are also leaning towards buyers. On average, homes closed about 3.3% below asking price. That's slightly better than this time last year, but it's still a reminder that buyers in the foothills will walk away if the price doesn't feel right to them. Looking at the price ranges, the most active price range was between $600,000 and $800,000, with plenty of movement just under $1 million. So higher end homes above $1.2 million are still selling, but they tend to be sitting longer, and a lot of the sellers are having to give larger discounts. So here's the takeaway. If you're a seller in the foothills, you really need to price strategically. If you don't, you'll be sitting on the market for months. And if you're a buyer, you have some room to negotiate, especially at the upper end price points. So if you're currently looking to buy in the foothills, then I'm going to give you some numbers on what is actually available. So right now in the foothills, there are 303 houses that are currently on the market. And there are 4 that aren't quite on the market yet. They're in the coming soon status. So if you're interested in any of those homes, reach out to us. Okay, the next submarket is Oro Valley. So in August, there were 39 houses that closed in Oro Valley, and that's down about 13% from this time last year. The median sales price hit $550,000, which is actually up about 7% from last year. So if we summarize that, values are actually going up even though the number of sales has dropped. The median days on the market was 38 days, which is 13 days longer than this time last year. So just like the Catalina Foothills, the houses are sitting on the market longer. The average days on the market stretched to 63 days, which is up 24 days from this time last year. Sellers received about 0.8% below asking price on average, which is actually a little bit of an improvement from this time last year. The sweet spot in Oro Valley is the $500,000 to $600,000 price range. That one had the most activity, then followed by homes between $400,000 and $600,000. So currently in Oro Valley, there's 200 houses that are active on the market. So the takeaway with Oro Valley is that the values are going up, but buyers are getting choosier, and they're definitely taking their time to make a decision to purchase. So sellers that price right can still win, and buyers don't have as many buyers that they're competing against, so they're able to take their time a little bit. Next up is Marana. In August, we saw 35 sales, which is down 12.5% from this time last year. The median sales price was $630,000, which is up over 10% from last year. That's a big jump compared to Oro Valley and the foothills. Homes took a median of 42 days to sell, which is 25 days longer than this time last year, and the average days on the market was 70 days. Sellers in Marana gave up about 2% on their sales price, and the most popular ranges for buyers was between $500,000 and $700,000. There were, of course, some luxury homes in Marana that sold as well. As of today, there's 397 houses on the market currently in Marana. So Marana's prices are rising, but buyers are not rushing. Sellers should expect their house to be on the market a little bit longer, while buyers should feel confident when negotiating. The next submarket that we're going to review is Sahuarita. We had 56 sales in August, which is pretty much flat compared to last year. The median sales price was $333,600, which is down about 9% from last year. This is one of the sharper price drops in our area. The median days on the market was 58, which is actually 4 days faster than last year, while the average days on the market was 68 days. Sellers still conceded just under 1% of their list price, but that's very close, of course, to last year. Most of the activity is happening in the $300,000 price range, with very little selling above $500,000. Sahuarita remains one of the more affordable parts of the Tucson area, and a lot of people really like it because of the parks and all the community events that they have there. Right now in Sahuarita, there's 228 houses that are actively on the market. Sellers do need to be realistic about pricing here, and buyers have a lot of opportunity in Sahuarita, especially under $400,000. And finally, let's talk about Vail. Vail had 93 sales in August, which is up about 8% from this time last year, which means Vail is the only one of the submarkets that actually had sales growth. The median sales price in Vail is $394,000, which is down about 2.7% from this time last year. The median days on the market in Vail is 59 days, which is 16 days slower than last year. So in Vail, sales are up, but they're taking longer to sell, just like in all the other submarkets. On average, the houses that sold in Vail sold just under the list price, just 0.8% under the list price, and the majority of the houses that sold were in the $300,000 range. This shows Vail's continued appeal for families looking for affordability and great schools. As of today, there's 329 houses for sale in Vail. So Vail is still moving with more sales, steady demand, but at slightly lower price points and still taking a little bit longer to sell. So buyers in Vail have choices, but sellers do need to be a little bit patient. So what's the big picture across all 5 of these Tucson submarkets? Sales volume is down in most areas except Vail. Prices are holding or even rising in Oro Valley, Marana, and the Foothills, but dropping in Sahuarita and Vail. Days on the market are climbing everywhere, which means buyers have more leverage than they did a year ago. For sellers, this means you can still get a strong price for your home if you position it correctly. So overpricing will cost you months of time and ultimately thousands of dollars. For buyers, you've got more negotiating power and more choices than you've had in years. But keep in mind, the best homes still move fast. If you're curious about what your home can sell for in today's market, hit the link below for an instant home value. And if you're thinking about buying, reach out to our team at the Stratton Group. We'll help you find the right home at the right price. I'm Angie Kuzma. Thank you for watching this month's Tucson Market Update. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with anybody who's thinking of making a move. See you in the next video.